Hello, welcome to Nisha's F&B. In today's COVID scenario, with the rising number of cases, a lot of people are undergoing treatment under home quarantine. Now, I'm sure all of us understand the importance of the diet that needs to be given to them. A well-planned, nutritious diet would definitely be a big support to help them recover faster. Now, while there is quite a bit of information out there on the COVID diet, a lot of doubts still continue to exist. So in this video, we've tried to provide comprehensive information about the COVID diet, what needs to be given. We've also included a grocery shopping list of what needs to be bought, vegetables, fruits and the like, and at what time you would need to give it to the person undergoing therapy, and all other information. We are sure this video will be your end-all one-stop solution for all your doubts concerning the COVID diet. I'm sure you'll find this video very useful. Do share it with your friends and family members, and do support our channel by subscribing to it, and do not forget to hit the bell icon for notifications. Now, without any further delay, let's get into the diet plan. In addition to helping strengthen the immunity, a balanced, nutritious diet can also play certain other roles. For example, weakness and fatigue are two common symptoms associated with COVID. Now, the diet that you provide should help the person build stamina and thereby combat fatigue. Plus, some of the foods that you consume can also help you maintain a positive frame of mind. Now, just imagine a person being confined to a closed space for about over 2 weeks. That's something that can really be killing and very depressing too. There are certain foods that are associated with stimulating the brain to release endorphins, which in other words we refer to as feel-good hormones, and these help the person maintain a slightly cheerful frame of mind, and these are also to be included in the diet. And finally, doctors warn against dehydration when dealing with COVID, and therefore another end goal of the diet should also be to maintain proper hydration. Foods that need to be included every day in the diet include cereals, whole grains such as whole wheat, buckwheat, rice, millets, and pulses such as red gram, kidney bean, chickpea, fresh fruits and vegetables including green leafy vegetables, and dry fruits such as dates, raisins, and nuts such as almonds and peanuts, and finally dairy and poultry. Now, this diet is essentially an ovo-lacto-vegetarian diet, as in it includes both dairy and poultry products, and with reference to poultry, I've only included eggs as part of this diet plan. If you're a pure vegetarian, wherever the menu calls for eggs, I would suggest that you consider replacing them with either cottage cheese, that is paneer, or any other lentil or pulse preparation. And similarly, if you're vegan, you could substitute milk with soy milk or almond milk, and eggs with either tofu, that is soy paneer, or cottage cheese or dry beans and the like. Similarly, if you are a non-vegetarian, you could consider replacing some of the lentil dishes with either chicken or any other non-veg dish of your choice. However, during the therapy period, it's desirable that you reduce the quantity of non-vegetarian that you're accustomed to taking, and probably limit it to just about once or twice a week. Now, here we have a consolidated shopping list of all the items that you would probably want to include as part of your COVID diet plan. Most of these items are ones that are commonly available in our kitchens. This list is by no means exhaustive, nor is it compulsory that you need to include all of the given items as part of your own diet plan. However, they have been put together keeping in mind certain benefits that they are associated with in addition to their nutrition content. For example, of all the vegetables out there, beetroots are known to have very potent antiviral properties, as is spinach. So both of these should definitely form part of your daily menu plan. And if you look at oranges and lemons, they're loaded with vitamin C, which will help fight infections better. And banana is full of potassium, and that helps calm the nerves. And if you consider strawberries, like I had mentioned earlier, they can help stimulate the brain to release endorphins and help the person maintain a positive frame of mind. So I would suggest that you include the foods that are marked in red as part of your diet plan, and the rest are based on your own convenience, your accessibility to those items, and how accustomed you are to cooking them as part of your regular diet. This table gives an idea as to what needs to be provided at what time slot, including your early morning beverages, your breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, evening snack, dinner, and the bedtime beverage. This planner has been framed assuming that the person wakes up at 7:30 in the morning. Now, depending on the wake up time of the person for who you are working out this diet plan, please do use this as a guideline and adjust the time slots accordingly. Now, on waking up, the first aim of the diet should be to hydrate, and for that you need to provide the suggested beverages. Now, I've indicated 3 beverages here. It is not an either or, all 3 of them need to be provided, and that includes a glass of lukewarm water and a glass. Now, this quantity that I've given, 200 to 250 ml, is only suggestive and it can be adjusted according to the person's capacity and need. Now, a glass of ginger honey tea. Now, this tea is very simple to prepare, and if required, I could even post a video on that down the line. A sore throat being a common symptom of COVID, this ginger tea will help provide some relief for the same. And another glass of a natural gooseberry juice, that is amla juice. It's important that you don't use any sweetener for this juice. You can use the ones that are available in the stores, but nothing can beat freshly squeezed homemade juice. And since the last meal that the person has had would have probably been a few hours earlier, it's important to supplement these beverages with a banana. And half an hour later, let me say that the person woke up at 7:30 and had his beverages and banana. Say around 8 or 8:15, you would need to provide a glass. Now, the suggested quantity is around 300. You can adjust it accordingly. Of dry fruit milkshake. You can make this using raisins, dates, almonds soaked overnight and made into a milkshake the following morning. Moving on to breakfast, which should ideally be provided an hour and a half after the person wakes up. And this should include a glass of vegetable juice. Please do include beetroot in your juice every day. You could also use tomato and carrots, and the other ingredients are your choice. And it needs to be plain, unsweetened vegetable juice. You could, of course, spice it up a little with a dash of pepper and a pinch of black salt. And fresh fruits at breakfast is always recommended. A small serving of any freshly available fruit. It could be apples, bananas, pears, grapes. The choice is absolutely yours. And this can either be provided as a fruit salad or a puree or any other preparation that you're accustomed to making. You would also need to provide any whole grain dish as part of the breakfast menu. This could be anything ranging from an oats porridge to a pancake made with whole wheat. The important thing to note here is that vegetables need to be a part of this preparation. It could either be a part of the main dish itself, or you could provide it as a side dish or an accompaniment to the main dish. And finally, 2 whole eggs would need to be provided. Now, certain people believe in consuming only egg whites, but I would recommend that you consume the entire egg, because egg yolks contain a lot of vitamins and minerals, most importantly zinc and manganese, and both these are very important to help fight infections. Okay, so we're done with breakfast, and let's assume it's around 11:30 in the morning, and the person is bound to feel a little hungry, and it's time for a mid-morning snack. And what better snack than a fresh fruit, preferably an orange. And this can be accompanied by a cup of herbal tea. Now, you could make this tea infusing any herb of your choice, but I would recommend mint and basil as good choices. Alright, so moving on. Now let's say the time is around 1:30 and it's time for a good hearty lunch. Let's say you want to provide lunch at 1:30. Before that, say at around 1 o'clock, you would need to provide a glass of lukewarm water with a squeeze of lemon in it. And once that's done, you can move on to lunch. And lunch needs to include a variety of foods from the categories that we had discussed earlier. Now, you could be following the North Indian diet or the South Indian diet, or probably a continental fusion diet. But irrespective of the diet that you follow, there are certain foods that I have listed out on this menu plan that would be of great benefit if they are included in the lunch menu every day, irrespective of the kind of diet that you normally follow. And the first of those is rasam. Now, rasam is essentially a South Indian preparation, but it is found to have some very healing properties. And the second is any green leafy vegetable preparation. Now, you could either include this as part of your lunch menu or your dinner menu. The choice is yours, but do ensure that you have some green leafy vegetable in your diet plan every day. And the third would be broccoli. Now, broccoli is a high fiber food and is very beneficial for the digestive system, which is bound to have a little bit of a discomfort because of the infection. Broccoli simply needs to be steamed and served. You can either do this in the microwave or using a regular steamer on the gas stove. And buttermilk is a beverage that needs to be included in your lunch menu every day. You could spice this up a little bit with some cumin, asafoetida, and some fresh coriander or parsley. If you're vegan, you could consider using coconut milk or coconut water in place of buttermilk. So, assuming that 4 items of the 6 items listed on the menu are constant, you are free to play around with the other 2 items. Just ensure that you include any preparation made from unrefined flour or whole grains. It could either be whole wheat or millets or quinoa or brown rice. I leave the choice to you. And this needs to be accompanied by any high protein food. This could either be a lentil preparation or soya or tofu or paneer or mushrooms. Again, the choice here is yours. If you're accustomed to having salads along with your midday meal, you're free to go ahead and add a small bowl of salads. And for this, sprouts and lettuce are very good choices, and these need to be lightly steamed before being made into a salad. Now, as a general rule, for any salad, there is always a good practice to lightly steam the ingredients before preparing the salad, and particularly so for sprouts, because now sprouts tend to sprout in an environment which is also very conducive for germs. The kind of warmth and moisture that they require is also a place where germs thrive. So, lightly steaming the sprouts before making the salad is always a good practice. Alrighty, now it's time for a nice cup of tea. It's about 4:30 in the evening, 2.5 hours post lunch, and the best beverage to serve at this point of time is a traditional South Indian beverage called sukku coffee. This is a preparation made from coriander seeds and dry ginger. In fact, sukku is the name of dry ginger in Tamil. For those of you interested in the sukku coffee recipe, I will shortly be posting a video on the same. Along with the sukku coffee, it is a good idea to serve a small helping of any high protein snack. This could either be some dry roasted nuts such as almonds or peanuts, or you could consider serving some previously soaked and cooked chickpeas or green gram and the like. Okay, so we've gotten through the day and now it's time for a light dinner. This needs to be served approximately 2.5 hours after the evening snack. And as with the lunch, a glass of lukewarm water with a squeeze of lemon needs to be served half an hour before the actual dinner. Dinner needs to include a bowl of vegetable soup. You can use any vegetable for the soup. However, I recommend using brightly colored vegetables that are rich in antioxidants. For example, tomatoes, carrots, peas, or green leafy vegetables. In addition to this, you would need to also provide a bowl of any cooked whole grain item. This could include any food that you normally cook up, such as probably chapatis or souffles. It would be great if there is a protein component to this dish. If that is not possible, then you could consider including a glass of black gram porridge. Now this is a highly nutritious drink, can be very easily made. I will be posting a video on the same shortly, and this will be a protein accompaniment to your regular dinner. Finally, it's time for a fond good night, and before retiring to bed, the best beverage to have is the much acclaimed golden milk. You can very easily prepare this by boiling milk with crushed peppercorns, cinnamon, a few whole cloves and a pinch of turmeric powder. If you like the taste of saffron, you could even consider adding a few strands of saffron. Bring the milk to a boil, let it simmer for a couple of minutes, and then filter the contents. The milk is ready to consume. And as part of the diet, do not forget to ensure that the person consumes at least 2 liters of plain water throughout the day. Here I have provided a few examples of what the breakfast menu could look like. Now this has a variety of cuisines included. There's South Indian, there's North Indian, there are fusion menu ideas. These are just suggestive and you can modify them as per your need and requirement. The important thing here is to ensure that all of the nutrients that we've discussed previously are included as part of your menu. For example, picking up a random item from this list, I've indicated egg dosa. Now the batter for this dosa can be made using millets. This can be served with some coconut chutney, and then you could also serve some fresh grapes and the vegetable juice. Now here you have the egg component, you have the whole grain component, you have the vegetable component, the fruit and the juice as well. And similarly, picking out another random item from the list, you have whole wheat pancakes served with black grape syrup, some soft scrambled eggs and vegetable juice. Again, you have the egg component, the whole grain component, the fruit and the vegetable juice. Now here you have some lunch menu suggestions. Now please remember that I've assumed that rasam, buttermilk, green leafy vegetables and broccoli are by default a part of the menu. In addition to that, I've suggested serving vegetable pulao with maybe chili soya. That's one suggestion. And then I've also suggested mushroom risotto with cooked bean curry. Similarly so with all the other items. So accordingly, you can plan your menu for the day, making sure that you include all of the ingredients we've discussed before. And here are some dinner menu suggestions. As with the previous two lists, these include a soup, a whole grain preparation and a protein accompaniment. Here I'd like to reiterate a few points I think you must bear in mind when forming your own diet plan. And the first is to compulsorily add a vegetable juice every day and to include beetroot every time you make the juice. The second is to have broccoli, green leafy vegetables and rasam for lunch every day, and remember these are no compromise food items. And the third, if you're unable to find a protein accompaniment for any of the main meals, do consider including black gram porridge instead. And lastly, during the course of this diet, it's always advisable to reduce the quantity of oil that you normally use in your cooking, be it vegetable oils or cooking butters that you're accustomed to using. But ghee, that is clarified butter, is thought to have some benefits, and therefore you can include ghee in the diet. About a spoon of ghee can be given every day, preferably in the morning hours, that is before noon. That brings us to the end of this meal plan. Before I wind up, I would like to emphasize 5 points that I think you should have as your mantra when you're framing your own diet plan. First, no added refined sugars in any form. Minimize the use of salt as much as possible. Avoid caffeine in any form, be it tea, coffee or any other form of caffeine. And do make sure that you include protein with every meal, including the snacks. And finally, please be careful to choose whole grains over refined grains. Hope you found this video useful. Do support our channel by subscribing to it, and please do share this video with your friends and loved ones. Thank you.